Good morning, and welcome to the Motivational Devotional, where motivation and spirituality are merged for a daily dose of confident positivity and grounded spirituality. Let me share a few things with you that I hope will help you take on your day. We reap what we sow. You've heard that, right? We usually hear that in a negative context where people are talking about somebody doing somebody else wrong, and they say, well, you reap what you sow, as if to say that eventually they'll get theirs. Maybe they will. I'm not going to focus on things I can't control, though. I mean, the same phrase should be taken personally, as each of us should expect to reap what we sow, especially in terms of positive things. In the spring and summer, we plant seeds in yards, flower beds, and gardens. Easier to plant than seeds, of course, are the seedlings that have already sprouted because we don't have to nurture them from seeds. We buy them in a flat of 6 or 8 little plants, make a hole, plop it into the ground, and give it some water and fertilizer. Boom, instant garden. Well, similar to that, in working with people, we find it much easier to work with the relationships that we already have. When you were a kid selling popcorn or cookies or candy, didn't you start with friends and family and then begrudgingly get out to your neighborhood to sell to strangers? Wouldn't it be great if we could get starter relationships in a flat of 6 or 8 like we do plants? Well, since they don't come that way, and all our connections start like a seed, we must nurture those that we want to have. The same way you don't plant and nurture weed seeds, we don't nurture every connection that comes along. We nurture the relationships that we choose to grow. Those relationships we choose to think of as weeds, we can attempt to do our best to either remove them or ignore them. Or why not consider that relationships we think of as weeds could be transformed into beautiful flowers if we change how they are nurtured and where they are planted. The flowers you plant in front of your house would be weeds if they were growing in the middle of your yard, right? But you can't change a dandelion into a daisy or crabgrass into roses. Well, contrary to the DNA of plants, the DNA of the spirit of a person is fluid. If you plant seeds of kindness, encouragement, and positive expectations into a person you might have considered to be like a weed, you can transform that person into one of your favorites. I know it is true because I have done it multiple times, and the reason that it is true is that sometimes the change needed to happen inside me rather than inside the other person. You fertilize with kindness, water with compassion, and nurture with respect, and it will change you just as much as it will change that person, and seeds of positive growth will take root. Our very words and actions are always seeds of some kind. We are always sowing words that will either grow thorns and weeds or beauty all around us. We have much more power than we realize because all of creation is always conspiring in our favor. Trust that the universe always has your back. Joel Osteen once said, if we're going to bring out the best in people, we too need to sow seeds of encouragement. Thank you for taking the time to listen today. Please help keep this podcast going by following the Motivational Devotional Facebook page, following @Threefold-Way Radio on Twitter, and sharing the written format of today's message from motivational-devotional.com on your social media. I am deeply grateful for your support, and thank you for letting Motivational Devotional be part of your journey. Peace out. See you tomorrow. Motivational Devotional is a production of Threefold Way Radio, LLC.